Today we will be covering on the first chapter. Okay, the title of the chapter is Islamic economic system. Right? So what do we know about Islamic economic system? Do you know anything about Islamic economic system? A little bit. Alright. Now what will be the learning outcome today? Okay, the learning objective for today is actually, firstly, we need to understand, okay, you will be able to understand the philosophy, okay, or the principles and rules of Islamic economic system. Because philosophy is very, very important because it will guide your actions. Right? And second, we have, okay, you'll be able to explain the three sectors in Islamic economy. Basically, there are three major sectors. The first one is the public sectors, the second one is the private sectors, and the third one is the social, okay, sector. And number three, okay, we'll be able to differentiate between the three major economic systems, which are the capitalist, socialist, and Islamic. So you can actually differentiate, oh, this is Islamic, this is capitalist, and this is socialism. And number four, okay, we'll be able to understand about a welfare state. So these are the four learning objectives today. So basically, four learning objectives. Okay, at the end of the day, okay, you'll be able to know this. Okay, and this is what we call it your take home. Okay, your take home. All right. Now, a bit of introduction on the economic system. Okay, we'll start with the economy, and we'll be talking about the philosophy. Now, an economic system is usually defined as a set of principles that constitute the framework of the organization of the economic activity. So basically, if you're looking at the economy, it's actually a combination of different parties. For example, we have the firms, we also have consumers, we also have government, and many other parties. We call it as in a set of, we call it in a country, for example, right? So we have to work, okay, within the framework of the economy. Okay, we have organization, right? And there are principles that we have to adhere. And that principle will actually derive from our own philosophy. Okay? Alright. Okay, firstly, there are three parts of economic system. The first one is the economic philosophy. Okay? The second one is the set of principles. Okay, from the philosophy, then we have principles. Then we have the analytical functioning that will determine the economic variables. So in Islamic economic system, it has all three parts, but with different theories and explanation. Now, before I go into further detail, okay, I would like to explain to you, right, the ontology of Islamic economy. The reality, how we see the reality. Ontology is actually how we see the reality. Now, remember last week I have actually mentioned to you about ontology, how we see the reality. Okay, now let's say, okay, if you are a Muslim, okay, you have a certain ways of thinking because you believe that there will be dunya, okay, and also will be the days hereafter, or akhirah. So this is how we actually see the world. We see the world by looking at whatever we do, okay, in the world will have the consequences of the days hereafter. Now, this belief is not the same as we call it the other economic system because they see the world a bit different. Okay, what I'm trying to actually explain is actually that in Islam we have two major horizons. Okay, two major horizons. Now, if we are not taking pre-birth. So we have during our lifetime and also hereafter. So two horizons. One horizon is during our lifetime. The other horizon is after death, which is the hell, heaven, and so on. Right. That is the rukun, we call it the one of the pillars, right, of Islam. Right. Okay. However, now if we are looking at the other type of economic system, they only look at one horizon. Okay, they only look at today. Okay, during our lifetime only. So there is no consideration of the days after. So when the others, okay, looking at the Muslims, they see that the Muslims are not rational in terms of economy. Because rationality, you have to look at profit maximization, you are looking at capitalism and so on. So they are actually looking at the Muslim as irrational. Because, for example, I'll give you one example. Now, if you are a company, if you are running a company, and then you make profit, and then it's obligatory for us to pay zakat. Right? It's only about 2.5% of our overall income, for example. To 2.5%, we have to pay for the zakat. Now, in terms of profit maximization, it is not advisable for you just to give zakat or sadaqah, okay? Because it's like you are actually reducing your profit, right? But as for a Muslim, that is actually an obligation. Zakat is an obligation, and then the sadaqah is recommendation, okay, sunnah. Okay? And because we think, we believe that whenever we give, right, okay, for the sake of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, so basically we will actually be rewarded here. Okay, we will be rewarded in the days hereafter. So what we give today is actually our saving for the days hereafter. So that's why you see that when we're talking only about the rationality, sometimes the other Islam, not Islam, other type of thinkers believe that the Islamic economies are not rational. So the Islamic economic system is actually established from the very beginning, okay, through equality and guaranteed the living wealth to every citizen. Why I say guaranteed limit, the limit of wealth to every citizen? For example, if you look at the zakat system, guaranteed that everybody, the 8 asnaf, okay, the 8 asnaf or the 8 categories of people that are being that can receive the zakat money should receive the minimum zakat money based on the had kifayah. Okay, the minimum requirement. The had kifayah is the minimum requirement. So that's why we call it that in Islam. Okay, in theory there shouldn't be any fakir, miskin, and so on. Right. So, and then we determine an economic balance among members of society and confirm principle of dual ownership. Okay, what is dual ownership? Okay, when we talk about dual ownership, so whenever, as a Muslim, right, as a Muslim, whatever you own is not really yours. It is, who's it? Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. We are actually the trustee, right? We are, okay, so this is what we call it the philosophy that we'll be talking about, right? Okay, now let's look at the philosophical background. Okay, firstly is looking at the ownership, okay, in Islam. Ownership in Islam, as I mentioned before, we are only the trustee, and the owner is Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. He is the owner of everything in the world, right? So whatever you have, whatever you wear, whatever, how many, things that you have, okay, wealth and so on, is all Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, right? So this is the first concept that we need to understand. And Allah is Ahad, okay, and every other thing is created and subservient to Him, right? So this is one of the philosophy. So Allah is one. And the next one is that we believe that the day is hereafter. We believe in the day of judgment, right? So these are the major philosophy, right? The major philosophy. When we believe that the days of judgment, right? Then sometimes what you do is not only for the world. Okay, you are doing it also for the days hereafter. Okay, so that's why the philosophical background actually will determine how you act in this world. Okay, how you act in this world is actually determined from our philosophical background. Now let's look at, after we understand that we have a different philosophy. Okay, when we have a different philosophy, when you have, your ideas are different. Okay, how you see the world are different. Okay, then you will have a set of principles that might be the same or might be different from the other economic system. Okay, the first one is individual liberty. The second one is the right to property, and the third one is the balance and non-partisanship, and the fourth one is justice. So this is the principles of Islamic economy, right? So individual liberty is actually saying that you are free to do anything, as long as it is within the Sharia rules and regulations. You are free to do your ibadah, you are free to do anything you want, as long as it's actually confirmed, it's Sharia.